All right, excuse the lighting, but I need you all to listen to the message. Okay, for people who think they are entitled to keep receiving things for free, I want you all to understand something, that it's going to come a time where it's going to stop. If you are living your life, especially if you are able-bodied, I don't care how many kids you got, men or women. I don't care how many kids you got, how much money you got to pay for child support. You sat there, you laid there, you stood there, and you had kids. Same for women. I don't care how many kids you got. You laid there, you sat there, you stood there, and you had these children. No one owes you anything because you both decided to keep having babies. Period. Huh? Now, if you choose to live your life expecting others to pay for your welfare, you expect others to work and pay for your needs through their taxes, through their hard-earned work. With them getting up 4, 5 in the morning, sometimes maybe 2, 3 in the morning, stand up with a second job that requires them to make it home by 2, 3, 4 in the morning, all because they are able-bodied and responsible to work. And the government, which we have no control over, is taking money out of our hard-earned labor to pay for things that we don't even understand for the most of what we may be even paying for, but including paying for SNAPs. I want you all to understand something. If you are able-bodied and you are making these choices where you feel that you are entitled for others to take care of you, you should 100% feel ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed. Let me tell you the difference in what's happening. Social Security checks will continue to be paid as scheduled during a government shutdown because Social Security is funded through mandatory spending, and its trust funds are not dependent on the annual congressional appropriation process. Listen. And its trust funds are not dependent on the annual congressional appropriation process. This means retirement, disability, and SSI payments are not affected by a lapse in funding. Now, listen, I want you all to understand something. Mandatory spending. Social Security is considered a mandatory spending program, which means its funding is automatically provided by law and is not subject to the yearly budget approval that can be interrupted by a shutdown. These are people who have worked. The key word here is work, and by law, people. That's why I made the last video. People who work are mandatory to their money because they work for it. That's why I was teaching about when someone said that I was retaliating because I was trying to find a solution to a problem on why employees who I work around were not constantly getting paid. We were always in a jam within 2 months of us working, was on and off not getting our checks on time. And someone told me that I didn't have a right to seek attention on why people who work hard is not getting their checks. And I rebuked that person in the name of Yeshua for telling me that I was wrong, that I was retaliating because I was trying to find a solution on why it should stop, whatever the reason was. We have every right to get paid for us working. People who have never worked in their life cannot all of a sudden hit 60 years old talking about I'm finna go down to Social Security and see if I can get SSI because I'm 60 years old. Have you worked? No, but I'm old and I deserve something. You got it twisted. Someone have taught you wrong, or someone haven't taught you at all. That's not it. My uncle get out of jail at 60 and he went to go file Social Security. They was like, we're going to call security on you if you don't get out of here. You've been locked up for 40 years. Can't get no Social Security. You ain't got a day in your life. You see what I'm saying? It's for people who are disabled and for people who have... Where am I explaining this? Okay, now let's go over here to some more knowledge. Now, let's go with food stamps. Is food stamps part of the shutdown? Do people get food stamps? No, they do not. Listen, why not? Food stamps are part of the appropriation process. Huh? Social Security is not part of that. Social Security is mandatory spending. Food stamps is not mandatory spending. Ain't gotta give you nothing. Listen, food stamps is a part of the appropriation process. Appropriation is taking, meaning they are funded annually by Congress through specific appropriations bills. This is different from entitlement. Listen, this is different from entitlement programs like Social Security, which are funded differently, people. Huh? Did you hear the word? You got appropriation and then you have entitlement. The liberals who are on social media telling the world what they gonna do because they feel entitled to receive food stamps. Food stamps is not a mandatory spending. They don't have to give you nothing. You don't earn food stamps. You didn't work for that. Huh? What are you doing? Did you build up some type of food stamp collateral? Did you work to the point where you... Come on now. Huh? If anything, most of them lied to get as much as food stamps as possible. Come on now. And when you get them, you're still lying because you're selling them, which is against the law. But yet, when the government shuts down and they remove that from lazy, entitled, seeking Karens and Darrens, this is why we have the internet blowing up with people who lack knowledge. Why? Because these the same people who don't go to school, who dropped out of school, who don't look into information about life, circumstances. They on Facebook. They doing this dance called Body Boo or Baby Boo or something, whatever they doing. They on here for the wrong reasons and they're missing what they need to be trying to seek. It's knowledge. A lot of people in this world don't want knowledge. They don't want to hear the truth. Hearing the truth scares them because what happens is when they hear truth, it makes them think and they have to change. And these people don't want to change. So they try to throw scare tactics back at the society by making threats on what they gonna do and how they gonna do it if they don't continue to get what they want from other people who get up and work and who are building mandatory spending with Social Security. You see what I'm saying? So listen, funding is subject to annual budget decisions. That's what that is. It's just a decision if they're going to help or not. And they decided not to because they're in a financial crisis. Let's just say if they're not, so what? They still control food stamps for you if they want to give it to you or not. But see, here's the thing before I go further. How shameful you should feel if you are on social media whining about food stamps. You are low class off top. You're not even talking about trying to come up with green money. You're not even trying to establish nothing with green money. Rent being paid. Saving money for your kids to go to school. Trying to get your own business in life. Teaching your kids how to save money. You up here worrying about getting food stamps. That's crazy. That's low budget. You shenanigan. You low class men or women. You're low class if you sitting up here having a hissy fit about food stamps. You crazy. Food stamps that you not even working for, that you didn't even earn. And y'all gonna give me my food stamps. You sound like a fool. And then you got your kids in the background listening to how you're acting. Shenanigan. Low life. Listen, funding is subject to annual budget decisions because SNAP, food stamps, is funded through annual appropriations. A lapse in appropriations, like a government shutdown, quote, can prevent funding for the program. That's what's happening, people. So how are you entitled for when this happened? They better do something or else. What? And then let me say this before I close out. For the mothers or the daddies that's so concerned about their kids eating, the first thing you need to do is get off the camera and go budget yourself on how to take care of your children by first seeking a damn job. The people that's getting up here yapping and complaining and feeling entitled are able-bodied dodos who just want to sit around, smoke weed after they done sold their food stamps, living a freelancing lifestyle. These are the people who are to be ashamed of themselves. When you do, quote, decide to go to Walmart, not even a nice, decent grocery store. You're going to Walmart for everything, which is another low class. You're going to Walmart and you telling everybody on video that you're willing to steal. That's low class right there. And your kids is in the background probably hearing it and they see your face. They, friend Timmy, I seen your mommy and seen your daddy on social media. They gonna break in Walmart. They gonna bum rush Walmart. It's like that. Is that bad? Man, my daddy, he just got hired over here. My mama, she went over there. Now she working at Wendy's or whatever. And your mommy and daddy talking about they finna go steal. And then when you steal, then you're going to lose your kids and you're going to go to jail. So is the food stamps about your kids or is it about you? Shalom.